Hello everyone, you are watching Com Concepts Pro. Today we are going to learn the structure of a singly linked list and insertion operation performed on a singly linked list, which means how and in what ways we can introduce a new node in a singly linked list.
So as I had already discussed in my last video, linked lists are of three types: singly linked list, doubly linked list and circular linked list. So first we'll start with the structure of a singly linked list and the operations that can be performed on them. So here is how a singly linked list can be thought of as. First there is a head pointer that stores the address of the first node of the linked list. Then there are the individual nodes of the linked list like these. These are the individual nodes. And each node has two fields: the data field, which is the actual value that user wants to store, and the next pointer, which stores the address of the next node. Now how this data and address is stored in a node programmatically, those steps I have already discussed in my previous video. Its link is also given in the description box. And finally, the next pointer of the last node stores a null value because there are no further nodes in the linked list to point to. So I hope the concept of singly linked list is clear to you now. Each node is pointing to the next node and the address of the next node is stored in the next pointer of the previous node. So like this first node is storing the address 3600, so which is the memory address of the second node, and the next pointer of this second node is storing the memory address 4000, which is the address of the third node, and so on. Alright, so these are the major operations that can be performed on a linked list: insertion, deletion and traversal. However, we will see the traversal operation first because in case of understanding insertion and deletion also, we need to traverse the linked list. So traversing the linked list means visiting each node in the linked list starting from the first node to the last node. So for that purpose, first we have to declare a temporary pointer in the same way as we declare the head pointer. And to this temporary pointer also, we will assign the address of the first node of the linked list. This can be achieved by simply writing this statement. After that, we'll write a while loop which will run till the temporary pointer reaches null. This will indicate that we have reached to the last node of the linked list. And during each iteration of this while loop, we have to shift the temporary pointer to the next node of the linked list by doing this. So our pointer will shift to the next node during each iteration. Yeah, valid question. So while we are traversing the linked list, we can display the data stored in each of our linked list node during each iteration if our program demands so, by writing simply this statement. And also for insertion and deletion of a particular node at a particular place, we have to traverse through the linked list. This use we will see while studying insertion and deletion operation on the linked list. Now we will see the insertion operation. Insertion in case of a linked list means adding a new node to the linked list. This new node can be added either to the beginning of the linked list or at the end of the linked list or at some particular position provided by the user. So let's see these insertions one by one. First we'll see how to insert a new node at the beginning of the linked list. So this is our original linked list. And this is the list after inserting a new node at the beginning of the list. So as you can see here, the value of head or start pointer has been changed now, because a new node, which is now the first node of our linked list, is located at some other memory address. So earlier this was the memory address that our start pointer was holding, and now this is the memory address which our start or the head pointer is holding. Because this is the first node, the new node which has become the first node of our linked list is located at some other memory address. Also, our new node is pointing to the second node of the linked list, which was earlier the first node. So this was the first node earlier, located at the memory address 100. So now this has become the first node, second node, and the first node is pointing to the second node. So the next pointer of the first node is holding the memory address 100. So that means we'll come to know that the next node is available at the memory address 100. So let's see how we can achieve these pointer changes programmatically. So these are the statements that you have to write in the program. First, to insert a new node, we have to create one. So this is how we create a new node. Its data type will be struct node. This new node is the user defined name given to the node to be inserted. You can give any name of your choice, like node to be inserted, etc. After that comes the C++ built-in function malloc to allocate the memory size of new node. Then the second step is to assign data to the new node, which can be done by writing this. After that, we have to check a few cases, like whether this new node is the first node of our linked list. That can be checked by writing this statement. If that is the case, we have to make its next pointer null, because there are no nodes ahead to be pointed to, and then we have to assign the address of this node to the start pointer. So this can be achieved by these two statements. The second case is if there are already some nodes in the list. In that case, first we have to assign the address of the next node to the next pointer of this new node. This will be done by this. Well, this statement tells that whatever address value is stored in start pointer, that we have to store in the next pointer of new node as well. Lastly, we have to store the address of new node in the start pointer. Now let's see how to insert a node at the end of the linked list. So according to this picture, this is the node that we have to insert. To achieve this, first we have to store the address of this node in the next pointer of the previous node here. And finally, we'll make the next pointer of new node null, because now this will be the last node of our linked list. So here the null value will be stored. And these are the steps that we have to write in the program. So as usual, first we'll create a new node and assign value to its data field. After that, we'll make the next pointer of the new node null. Then again, like the insertion in beginning, we'll check a few things, like whether this is the first node to be inserted in the list. If yes, we'll store the address of this new node in the start pointer. But if there are already some nodes in the linked list, then we have to first reach up to the last node of the linked list. This is the point where traversal operation is required. So for traversing the list, we need a temporary pointer which will also be pointing to the first node initially, like this. And then it will be made to point to the last node by shifting its position with the help of a while loop. During each iteration of the while loop, the temporary pointer will be shifted to the next node. And finally, when the value of temp will become null, the while loop will stop iterating, and at this point, the temp pointer will be pointing to the last node of the linked list. Now finally, we will add the new node at the end of the linked list by writing this statement. Here we are storing the address of new node in the next of temp, and temp is already the last node. But now after this statement, new node will be the last node of our linked list. Now the final insertion operation, insertion at a specific position. Here first you have to keep in mind that whether you want to insert the node before or after the position provided by the user. For example, I am assuming that in this case the user has entered the position 3 to insert a new node. So I am going to insert a new node after position 2, and hence my node will be inserted at position 3. Anyway, so here also I will assign a temporary pointer, rather two temporary pointers. One will be the node before the position where I have to insert the new node, and one will be the node after the position where I have to insert the new node. So this temp will point to the node before the specific position, and this temp 1 will point to the node after the specific position where I have to insert the new node. And finally, we have to adjust the connections. Like this temp should point to the new node, and next of new node should point to temp 1. Lastly, we have to see the program steps to insert a new node at a specific position. So as usual, first we'll check whether this is the first node to be inserted in the linked list. I'm not repeating those steps here. You can refer to insertion at the beginning and insertion at the end for that. Now, first we have to set the temp and temp1 pointers to the previous and next nodes where we have to insert the new node. To begin with, first we'll set the temp pointer same as start. And then in a loop, we'll keep shifting its position till we reach the specific position. I have used a for loop here instead of a while loop, just to show you another way of traversing the linked list. So this loop will stop at the point where we have to insert the new node, because we have given the condition for I as I is less than position minus 1. So temp will be fixed to the node which is one position previous to where we have to insert the new node. And by this statement, we will assign temp1 to the node next to the position where we have to insert the new node. Now we'll do the pointer adjustments. So next of temp should point new node, because temp is the node previous to our new node to be inserted. And new node next should point temp1, because temp1 is the node next to the new node to be inserted. So this is how we insert a new node at a specific position in a singly linked list. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the concept of traversal and insertion in a singly linked list is clear to you now. Keep yourself updated by subscribing to my channel.